Good day. Just wanted to do a quick review on this Mastercraft Air Tool Accessory Kit. In Canada, you get this from Canadian Tire. In the States, you get something very similar at many of your stores down there. It's kind of a pretty common thing. Got a super good deal on this. It was only 20 bucks and you get a bunch of stuff. But let me start off with, this is not the type of hose that you'd ever want to buy if you are a commercial type user, like in the construction industry or automotive. This is just a very basic, simple, at home for small little things. Like you could fill up your car tire with this. For example, in this room, I'm just going to be actually doing a little bit of trim work with a pin nailer with a small air compressor. And so that's about what it's all good for. I wouldn't use it for anything else because, this would not be good in cold weather. It wouldn't be good if something landed on it, or oil and gas and stuff like that, which you'd encounter in more commercial situations. It's more for like a smaller confined area because it's very lightweight. I can get in here, I can carry my little air compressor, and I don't have a great big hose to wrestle with. So that's really all I consider this good for. Very basic stuff. So this is the hose that comes with it. It's 25 feet long. They give you a little tire fill unit, a little tire gauge, and a few other little handy things, which is what made this worth it to me. Not so much for this, but this will be great for doing some small things inside the house. They give you a lot of connectors, and your air compressor, if it doesn't have one of these, this is a quick connector. You need to put this onto your air compressor. They give you 2 of those. They give you a few little things to fill up, like sports balls and stuff. Some little air blower things. And, well, let's just start with the air blower thing. These are super handy. This is pretty basic. Let me just see here. Okay, yeah, it goes on this end. So it has a few attachments for this. But you will have to add on this guy here if you want to use the quick connector. I'm just sort of showing you real quick because you have to use tape on this stuff too. But you put that on there and then put this guy on here. And when you have your quick connectors on, very easy to attach different items, okay? So that's what that's all about. So you get a few of these things and they actually give you a little bit of tape. And what else? Well, that's pretty much about it. There are a few other little accessories which you can read up on. But for example, with this hose, again, this will be good only in confined areas. Plus lightweight, as I said, it's easy to move around if you're doing something simple. Hobbies or some very basic home stuff. But the first thing you need to do, and I'll just show you on one side, well, I prefer to have the quick connectors on here. My air compressor has one of these on it. So we want to use this here. So this will go on here and then we can easily connect it on. If this was on the air compressor, then, away you go. You're good. But let's take that off. I'll show you how to put this on properly. They give you a little bit of Teflon tape. Okay, so if you're going to put on the Teflon tape, just take off a little piece here. You don't really need much. And you should, when you wrap this on, get it started. You want to go in the same direction that you're going to be threading on this. So that goes clockwise. This you want to go on clockwise. Like that. And then get a couple of wrenches and whatever you have to tighten this down properly. But that's how those go on. So you'll be able to use the quick connector. Again, which is, I have one mounted in the air compressor. Super convenient. Do the same thing on the other end. And on the other end, yeah, put one of these on. And for example, like my air tools, they all have all my air tools, I have these on. So again, once this is on, my air tools, say this was my air tool, then boop, and away you go. So that's how that works. I don't know. I think for what I paid, it was pretty cheap. So just with the connectors and whatever, that's worth it. And plus this, I'm only going to be using it in confined areas, or if I have to, you know, carry my air compressor any distance, rather than fighting with a great big, you know, 50 or 100 foot hose. I don't want to be dragging that around. If anyone knows anything about proper hoses, they're kind of, you have to wrestle with them a lot. And I don't want to do that for some simple things that I'm doing around the house here. Anyways, I hope this was helpful. Give me a thumbs up, or if this helps you, let me know. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.